bunga jumping. I'm Steve Amber and I'm challenging fish exploration into a special English. Imagine standing at the edge of a tall bridge, hundreds of meters below you. River water rushes by. You take a deep breath and jump off the bridge, head first into the air. As a reaction to such excitement and fear, the hormone adrenaline flows through your body. There is nothing but a long rubber rope attached to your ankle, holding on to your very life. Some people call it crazy, others say it's exciting. Whatever you think, bunga jumping has become a popular extreme sport all over the world. Bunga jumping is not a new activity. Men on Pentecost Island in the South Pacific have been doing line jumping for hundreds of years. The men tie long fines for planes around their ankle. They spend days building tall towers out of fines and log. Then they'll jump off this structure. It takes a great deal of skill to jump correctly and safety. Land diving for them is an important cultural activity. According to their belief, the first land diver was a woman. She decided to run away from her abusive husband. So, she climbed up a tall tree and tied some vines around her feet. Her husband cursed after her up the tree. He reached out to grab her, but the woman jumped and the man followed. The vines saved her life, but her husband died. Land diving has become a way in which these Island men show their bravery in front of the woman. People of the village sing loud songs to show their support for the brave diver. This tradition is also a way for the men to voice their trouble in public. For example, a man can discuss his marriage problem before jumps. The village, including his wife, must stand and listen. Ancient custom caused the interest of some studies at Oxford University in England in the late 1970s. They formed a group called the Dangerous Sports Club. They like to inform risky and sometimes crazy activity. They were some of the first people to test several of what are now called extreme sports. They are said to have invented modern bunga jumping. In the spring of 1979, members of the group jumped off the Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol, England. They were attached to the bridge by a bunga cord, a long elastic rope that stretches. They were dressed in the black and white clothing and held bottles of champagne wine. The press quickly reported on their wit activities. The group soon received even more attention when they organized a bunga jump of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, California. A.G. Hicks of the New Zealand later heard about this group. He decided to make the sport into a business. Mr. Hicks worked with the friend Henry Van H, who has expert in staking. They start developing bunga ropes and materials. Scientists at Auckland and University helped them. Two men know the people would find bunga jumping exciting and fun. They knew people would pay money for experience. To show the world about bunga jumping, they held a model jump 1987 of the famous Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. They later got permission to open the first bunga jumping operation on the Karawo Bridge in Queenstown, New Zealand. Many people said $75 to jump off the bridge with a bunga cord attached to their ankle. Mr. Hart worked hard to make sure the public knew how safe his material were. He developed a method to guarantee safety called the Bunga Code of Practice. Bunga jumping might seem frightening, but it is very safe activity if you go to a well-established bunga jump company. People who work for bunga operators usually have a great deal of training and experience. They use very strong and carefully made rubber ropes. They choose a rope based on the jumper body weight. This is so they can manage how much the rope stretches when the person falls. The rope attached stroke, the rope attached stroke, a harness device tied around the jumper ankle. Often the operator use a body harness as well. This is so that you have twice the protection in case an break. Good bunga operator makes sure all equipment is in excellent condition. They should also do several checks to make sure all ropes, harnesses, and ties are correctly attached. It's important to remember that this sport is not safe for everyone. People who have high blood pressure or a heart condition should not to try jumping. People with back or knee injuries or who suffer from epilepsy should also avoid this sport. And remember, if you do not feel like experiencing it yourself, you can always watch other people jump. Now you have jumped bounce up and down several times on the rubber rope and are hanging by your ankle in the middle of the air. You may be wondering what you are supposed to do now. Don't worry, the operator have different choices for getting you back and land right side up again. Oftentimes, a bunga guide on a rope will attach to your rope and help you back up to the structure you jumped from. One extreme sport company gave a warning on its website. It warned the bunga jumping might lead to big smiles and deep feelings of happiness and excitement. Since in beginning in New Zealand, commercial bunga jumping has spread to countries everywhere. One of the highest bunga jump in the woods from structure is near Locarno, Switzerland, over the Verzaska Dam. The drop measures 220 meters. In fact, you can see the character James Bond jump off this very bridge in the 1995 movie Golden Eye. Or there is the 260-meter jump from the Block Cars Bridge in South Africa. This is the highest single arch bridge in the world. Of course, not not every place has a body of water with a bridge from which you can jump. Some over bunga jumping from machinery. In the Andes mountain of Peru, you can visit action follow outside the city of Cusco. Visitors can jump from a metal box that hangs for cable high up in the air. Most of these companies can sell you video recording of photograph of your jump. This way you can prove to your family back home that you were brave enough to bunga. Now, extreme sport companies are finding ways to make bunga jumping even more frightening. Some over bunga jump at night or jump where you fall off structure backward. There are also bunga jump from flying helicopter and hot air balloons. You can also try bunga jumping for two. Some company encourages two people together so you and a friend and experience twice the excitement. AG Hackers Company even over a sky jump of the Tales building in Macau. How far would you go to experience the fast rush of bunga fair? Lucia Mugzingwa helped run a bunga operation in the Victoria Falls Bridge between Zimbabwe and Zambia in Africa. He has been jumping from this 111-meter drop for many years. From the steep bridge, you can see the giant water of Victoria Falls, one of the largest waterfalls in the world. Mr. Mugzingwa explains that every human being wants to feel the rush of adrenaline. He says, when you bunga jump, you leave all stress and the bad thinking behind. He says you can back up with a new mind. But what does a person who is new to bungee jumping think about this sport? Rudy recently traveled to Victoria Falls. He only had 24 hours to spare in Zimbabwe, but here made sure he found time to jump off this famous bridge toward the powerful Zimbabwe River. Here is what he had to say about the experience. Tim Rodney, hi, I'm Tim Rodney from Washington, D.C. Bungee jumping off the bridge was one of the most spectacular, poetic moments of my life. The idea hadn't really occurred to me until we got the falls and we saw the view. I decided what better way to get to know. Today, the idea hadn't really occurred to me until we got the falls and we saw the view. I decided what the better way to get to know this view than to jump into it. I think that the jump had more of a scary impact on my girlfriend. For a bungee jump looked like a terribly violent process, but the actual experience of it's one of floating. You jump and you don't have any sensation of being took or falling or anything. Just are floating up and down. It is one the most calm, wonderful thing I have ever done. I recommend everybody do it. This program was written by produced by Elina FATIMAH. I am Elina FATIMAH. Us again next week for exploration in VOA Special English.